and we'll now do we will now complete this part one drawing we started on Paintology stream and try and show you how you extract details from this. So we're using the trace method of drawing here, as you can see. It's very powerful, and some of you beginners, total beginners, and probably have no idea of techniques, will probably dismiss this as a tool that's cheating. These are the very same people who's going to give you advice on becoming good at the 100-meter, breaking a record. They're going to ask you to meet them on the track at 8 a.m. and they will simply ask you to go up and down the track until they get back at 5 p.m. and do as many as you can. And you know that is like total nonsense. But that's really effectively where they're coming from. So if you want to learn techniques, use every tools available at your disposal. Don't ask silly questions based on what they are thinking. They probably don't draw at all, and they probably will never get to a level of drawing that you can appreciate. And so if they can reach the level I have reached, the very person that's telling you that, then yeah, maybe they can scoff at me, and then I will hold them to a challenge in a drawing, and I'm sure they can't match my skills at appreciating tones and the skills I've learnt from these tools, block coloring, tones, and that. This is not about dismissing the myths behind painting and drawing. Well, there are some, especially in digital drawing, but it's about teaching you techniques, the very techniques that people don't understand that exist in drawing, and because they think it's too academic. And the people who know and appreciate it, and like now you can see it practically, are the ones who are going to rapidly improve their art. So if you're here to learn art, then you've come to the right place. If you're here to question art, then you're probably at the wrong place. And if you're looking for digital tools, you're at the totally wrong place. This is techniques, which in my opinion is way more valuable than digital tools. I don't know any digital artist who will teach you the techniques as opposed to using tools. You could name me one, and I'd love to hook up with him or her, and then probably hire them on my team. Anyway, so here it is. So see how much detail we captured. See how much details we captured, and we're continuing to capture, and that's what we're going to do. Use the line brush, and we're going to continue to use the line brush 3.17. It is actually quite big brush, and for the smaller details of the back, it's a little big for the brush size. So we go back to the midpoint, and then we just continue. Follow these lines you drew here. Look at that. We can grab that green color, isn't it? All right, and then we can get that color there. Follow these. Use the lines you've put down as a guide here initially. You'll be fine doing that. Look at that shading going on here. Just do what I'm doing right now. Okay, we're going to do some of that foreground that's coming nearer, and the brush size works nicely for that. Okay, because the features are a little bigger, obviously, it makes sense, right? These colors, we're getting these little tiny tones onto our canvas. Okay. And then we could go back to the They're lovely colors there. The eyes will not look at these tiny details, but it will try and give you a sense of what the painting is about. You know, has been the great illusion of artists who understood what painting was all about. They knew that if you look at their artwork, they know that if they do a bit of scribbly marks, you know, if you look at a museum and look at a piece of art from far, it looks great, doesn't it? But once you get inside, you can see there's like a mishmash of colors, isn't it? Right? And that's because they know the eyes does most of the thinking for you, and they take that effect to their painting. See, I'm picking those colors now. Can you see that? Look at that. Pick that color, pick that green patch here. So I still got 36%, 3% brush size. Seems to be working, which is fine. That's what I want. It's all about experimentation. Remember, I don't have any unique, I'm not going to set this in stone. But the principles of the way I paint is perfectly fine. But when it comes to the little tiny details, this is where you can experiment and prove that you can also come up with techniques. I've made many paintings in freehand without the use of this tool, only because I've not perfected, but improved my skills using these tools, block coloring. Alright. Yeah, when I was making that landscape painting, I realized I was onto something, and then I wanted to extend this and show this to you to see if you can benefit from this. Okay, here. See all these tiny little details? We were here just a while ago, weren't we? Right, these are the colors it picks up. Because we've got an infinite color pot. Think about what we're doing. We're painting it very much in a traditional manner. So every time I hit that color pot, I'm actually going back and mixing the colors to match those areas. But in reality, I don't have to do that because it does it for you, isn't it? These colors are matching to this tone. And can you imagine the power of that over traditional? People still confuse digital as being two tools like, artificial and that. It's no way artificial. You can't tell whether my painting is, if you can tell whether my painting is done digitally, then it's no way artificial. There, can you see that line that we drew? Can you see how big it is now, isn't it? Look at that wonderful colours here of the green. A bit of a light green here. And then you'll see that the shape and beauty of this painting just coming out based on what you're picking there, right? Lovely colours. that. See how the brush is so big, but we will improve that. Wow, look at that, isn't it? Look how wonderfully we've created details, and almost looks like a beautiful landscape, isn't it? We're just going to continue doing that. This is our painting. It doesn't look like it, but it is. Okay, so I was right in the sense that my method, my approach was good. So you can zoom in as close as you want and see these lovely tones. This is what makes artists so good in their work. You can see these lovely tones. And just continuing on there. So I was right. I've drawn landscape so many times. So I think I'll be very happy with the results I'm going to do here. See that? Pick the colors, pick the, and then it's mixing all these. And the eyes cannot decide what it's looking at, but it knows it's looking at a landscape. Well, landscape has been one of the greatest joys of painters over centuries. Cézanne was a very famous landscape artist. You might find his art that we tried to do, and Monet was one. You find his artwork that I tackled. Yeah, look at that. That's amazing how it's sort of coming into life, isn't it? Just by a few strokes like that, random strokes. Right, nothing, just picking up. So we're basically doing what the artist does, traditional painter does, but we have our infinite color pot here. That's our infinite color pot. There's no way a traditional artist is going to match that ability. Oops, press the zoom button, I think. Okay, you can see how I'm creating the foreground here. Beautiful, isn't it? Look how with relative ease how I'm able to do that. So I can zoom in with that. Get close to the details, isn't it? So as we get to the back, the brush size gets a little bigger for the features that we want. So we might as well keep our brushes, keep our details a little to the foreground where it matches. Yeah? So I think we've done the left side. Let's do the right side now. I'm so pleased that it's working out exactly as I wanted. Let's go down there. You see how I'm taking away some of the broad colors that I used with the brush and adding new colors to it. That means I've got into the details. So now these are the details that's giving the eye the illusion of beautiful landscape. There. That color we picked green, this color we picked that dark color. You can see we picked green, that dark color, yeah? And then this one, pick the green, and then there's a light green, there's a lovely other green there, and there. Can you see how it works? And now add these colors. Right, this very high degree of scribbling here. So we're adding more layers of colors because remember we already have foundational colors at a tiny detail, which we did. This is going beyond what traditional artists can do, actually. That's why I've been telling everyone this. Traditional artists can create paintings and drawing much more accurately than any other medium. I'm just going to refine this. Wow, look at that color, isn't it wonderful? We're getting the exact tones required for this. I did say I was going to sell my artwork. If you're interested, just do let me know, because you'll be the first ones to acquire the artwork. Yeah, it followed the line of the. I already painted something like this in plein air when I went to the hillside near where I live with my family members, and it made me think of that actually. Okay, let's have a look. Look at that. Isn't it amazing, isn't it? Don't you agree that's just like terrific? Anyway, so let's save that. And then I'm going to open it up again. Okay, my paintings. So this is where we got so far. Look at that. It's beginning to look like a wonderful tapestry of land features in the distant. Okay, now, see we got this, more of the bigger foreground here. Now let's, instead of tackling the back, because we got still much to do, let's try and use that same brush and get this. Let's see, have a good look at what we have here. This line of trees, right, it's just not coming on, but look how quickly we can get this moving. All because we laid down the foundational colors. And now let's zoom in, and away we go. Colors, our infinite color pop. Nobody's going to be a match for this. When I think of the orange in the landscape, or the yellow, I think of Van Gogh, actually. Surprising, isn't it, how Van Gogh starts owning these colors. Yeah. Still a good brush, but look how big it is, but we still can get these tiny tones that typical traditional artists will have a hard time. That's why I'm able to make drawings so rapidly. I'm not just talking about I forgot what I was going to say. See these dark patches? That's a beautiful demonstration of what. Then I'm picking this color to match, and then pick any colors that resemble close to that color of the black, and just sprinkle that on. Look how fast you can work with this. And then look at the yellows has to go. Then you'll see how rapidly We can add features. And people think that, you've seen how quickly Bob Ross did his trees, and people thought it takes ages to get this. It's all down to techniques, just like here, what I'm demonstrating. And if people think this is fake art, they must be done. Look at that. See, I've got the features so quickly, right? Amazing, isn't it? Now we can do that. I'm going to take that down a little bit, tad 29%. Let's see what happens. Right. Normally I would have taken it up higher, but on this occasion I'm thinking, let me try different. In this colours there. Lovely, isn't it? There's some green there. This is an excellent way for you to learn these vital skills. See how that changes? It's like the wheat field of Van Gogh, isn't it? Still at 3%, but that could cause a lot of damage even at 3%. Trust me. So every time I do this, I know I'm picking up tones, different tones, and therefore I'm at. Sorry, the streaming got cut off a little bit. I don't know if it's going to happen again. It happens. It's well behaved yesterday, but it's just server issues. I'm familiar with this kind of issues. Okay, almost there. Wow, we've done it. Let's have a look. It's amazing how quickly we did that. It's just you're probably flabbergasted, you're thinking, how the hell does one do detail like that? Can you see this bit we haven't touched? We're just gonna fix that one. No hassle. So you can see what I did, right? Okay. Lovely, isn't it? Are we just scribbling? Just scribbling. Look at that, beautiful. Just scribbling. Let's see. Needs a bit more here. I just What the hell? Not picked up any of the... Don't know what's going on. Should have picked up some of the colors. Well, it's a little... It's probably part of the picture anyway. So let's finish this area here. Let's go through that again. Okay. This bit, I think it's the shadows. Yeah, let's go that. This makes landscape painting so wonderful. And people think digital is all about tools and technical. They're missing out, man, big time. I come from a traditional background as well, and I can tell you some of my paintings are on people's walls. So I'm not talking out of my, I'm not blowing hot air, I'm actually speaking from experience. The problem is a lot of people don't speak from experience, but they seem to know they're knowledgeable. I've had a few run-ins with people like that, including art curators who think digital art just a bunch of no soul or something. I don't know who came up with that. It's stupid. These are people who don't even practice art, but they feel that they have a right to say whatever they want. So you can see here quickly we're creating these effects. Beautiful, isn't it? Then it just get that wonderful. And then the slight one. And then let's see what we've done here. Just a little bit of effort. Look at that. Just a little bit of effort. And that's what we create. Let's save this in case the streaming goes haywire. I don't know. So I've got that. We're here. And then we can get these effects. Watch me how I get these effects here. It's a good brush size. Just add a little bit. Okay. And then if not, we'll change the settings and try and see if we can get the right effects. Right? Don't be shy about experiment. You're not going to spoil it. That's the great beauty of digital art, is that you can go over it again and again. Traditional people can get bogged down with how many times they can go over the same thing, right? So I'm just putting out some drawings based on the color picker, right? Just doing that. There's some people who advocate color theory, but I won't tell you why color theory is important from a practical standpoint. To be honest with you, I've never really... I do understand some of the physics aspects of it, but to apply in paintings, I think it's a little overkill. Just like, let's have a look, see what we've done here. Yes, we're getting the effects. I can feel it. You can get a sense of feeling that I'm getting the effects of the foreground. But before we do that, let's jump straight to the cloud. Okay, I'm glad I did this because this will actually pave the way for you to make some wonderful vista of drawings, paintings like this. No detail, but giving the illusion of detail, right? So let's save this, open it up, and then let's have a look where we are. 5 people. Okay. Then we go to draw, and then this is our painting. So let's see what we can do with the clouds. It's really up to you. This is the painting that we're trying to get to, and this is our painting so far. It looks lovely, isn't it? I can see here that there's something on there, this part. You see, I'm just going to fix that right here. Stick to the same brush, tap. Just trying to correct, trying to get refined more. There, I don't know what that was. I was sticking out from a distance. See how we pick the various colors. Let's see what we have here. We can probably get away with it. I think we have here. What about on the left side? Can you see here? Yeah, so what you need to do is that color is beginning to feel like it's part of that, but it's not really. So we're going to emphasize that you are in the other side, not encroaching on our side, yeah? All right. So now let's look at these clouds. I did the clouds yesterday, and I'll show you that. If I can show you this cloud, let's have a look. Save that. Then I'm gonna show you the yesterday's drawing. There, this one. See that? These clouds are so wonderful, isn't it? Adds to the whole scene. If we had a dull cloud, that scene, landscape scene, wouldn't look as half as good. And notice that I've improved the drawing that I've got already, that I've made over this in terms of the foundational colors. Here you can see spots of foundational colors that I didn't get right. So I spent more time, if you notice, doing the shading foundational colors. So we're going to try and replicate these clouds. Same brush, same techniques. You can see here. Okay, so we're going to go back to our painting and try and get a little bit more of a nicer cloud. Okay. Actually, you know what? I feel the orange, the yellow is really giving it a presence. I don't want to take the focus away to the clouds. I think this cloud formation is fine because it's giving our attention is focused on the mid region here, and it's giving us beauty because the whole scene is looking beautiful, right? So let's just try and refine the clouds, not really improve it, but or improve it, just refine it. Let's take a look at this. Right, see here, let's pick this color. And now for clouds, I usually tend to go really quite down on the opacity scale. So I'm going to just pick up some random selection of colors and just give the illusion, sort of blend it. So it's sort of a blending technique. Right? You'll be surprised at what you can do. See how these clouds are somehow showing the darkness, but at the same time they're being blended. Right, you can carry this color, the adjacent. that's quite big. So what we'll do is reduce it. And lift up the clouds there. Then take some white. Lovely, isn't it? Let's have a look. So much better now, isn't it? That's beginning to look like a cloud. This one looks a little bit like it's animated. Let's lift this up a little bit. Right, give it shape. And then at the bottom. So I'm using a sort of a curly stroke. Right, then here. It's like blending at the same time, isn't it? See, this allows me a much higher degree of control over the edges and more blending. Right, look at that. Let's have a look. That's looking really good, isn't it? So this white burst of cloud there, and then we got there. It's beginning to look like a cloud, isn't it? More. What's that cloud? I'll just take it there. Why not? I don't think Bob Ross's favorite subject was clouds. He loved doing the mountains and all the land. And when it came to clouds, I think he wanted to pass it really quickly. It wasn't his cup of tea. Everyone's got some weakness, isn't it? What do they got here? Just spread them out. Then make it. I'm using a sort of a curved strokes. Let's have a look. It's looking good, isn't it? Right. So what we can do is, I won't spend too much time on it. I can go here and just see all the colors we picked. There's no way we'll be able to get that, but artists generally pretty good picking. Just soften it. Right. I think that looks good. And what we can do here is pick these colors, a bit bigger brush, so because we've got a bigger region here, and then blend these. Wonderful sky there. Pick a darker color because usually it's darker at the top. There. Let's have a look. That's looking so much better, isn't it? Looks like a distant cloud, isn't it? So I think we're okay with that. So I'm going to save that. And this is our canvas, all right? In case you think it's the actual real thing. That's funny, isn't it? That's the canvas. Flick to the right. That's the original. This is ours. Ours looks even better, isn't it? What do you think? So now we work on the foreground and then we'll go back and fix this area, which is looking too hazy. It looks like a piece of land. You know, it could be from that movie Inception, you know, where the land folds in itself or something. Anyway, so let's go here and see these. We're going to try and do that, but for now, I'm going to stick to I used a 3% brush before, okay, just to get some of these colors. And then let's take it back to 40% and let's just use this method that we are comfortable with and see what happens, okay? Let's just do a little bit of these strokes because I did the same thing yesterday and it came out quite nicely. We may have to make a few adjustments, but for now I'm just following some of these tones that you can see here. I'm not doing the actual blade of grass, as you can see, just laying down more of the foundational colors that I'm seeing here. So I'll just focus on that and then see if we need to make any adjustments. Okay. So keep selecting them and then go over it again. Okay, it's a bit darker, isn't it? See how the change is amazing, isn't it? It's actually a lot darker than one thinks. This tells you right away it's a lot darker. That's good. It's getting better and better, okay? It's going to get better and better, but we have a bit more to go on that. So let's just keep going there. I'm okay with the way because we haven't got everything down yet. So we're just going to do what I did yesterday. Just carry on adding these colors, and then we can take a different thin brush and add some of that textures. Remember, textures are not down to brushes. I'm creating the effects with the same brush, the line brush. So I'm not using an effectively a brush to do that. That's taking a shortcut to your final goal. And if you always go down the short path, you're not going to learn anything. Try to experiment. Sadly, many people take the short path to their goals, and therefore they don't pick up any real skills. Some people don't even get off the first base. So even though they would like to do it, but most of them have already made up their mind they can't draw, and the people who can know how to were born with a paintbrush in their mouth. I don't think I did. My mum never told me it. Oh, let's have a look. It's getting better and better each time. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep going. So what we could do is we could work on this level here, work our way to the left and right, and then see if we've captured the essence of what is meant to go there, yeah? The same brush. Or maybe a tad less. Let's try 2.65, yeah? Because the features are definitely okay. Let's see what happens. Color picker, color picker. The whole idea is to get the effects reasonably. I'm going to see if that works. If not, we'll find something else. That's what adds to our skills, isn't it? That's the skill there. Alright, let's have a look. Pretty good. Let's go now to another level here. And let's continue working down here. Alright, just pick these colors and up and down strokes. Alright, yes, and then reduce the strokes. And then whenever you see more, we just want to capture the essence of grass. Maybe I've found a way, just like Monet with his water lilies. Almost close to the edge again. The more we do it, the more we're creating the effects. And that's what I'm hoping. Eventually it will come a time when it gets merged. See how it's slowly getting merged into it. So I'm going to save this, because we still got to do the fields of the foreground, and then we have to finish the back end, the far distance horizon, and then we should be done, yeah? So it's coming together. Don't get deterred by the front here at the moment, because we're working our way bit by bit. Okay? Just pick these stones. Just go along. Because what you're doing is you're adding another multitude of layers on this. Right? You're adding another multitude of colors. Okay? And that's what we want. Another multitude of colors. The more colors we add, because we can add a multitude of colors, because we're at 40%. And by going over it again, we're adding multitude of different colors that belong to that. And you can see look at that beautiful. We always have a love affair with grass, isn't it? Especially these golden heaves of corn. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's getting better now, isn't it? It's improving each time with each stroke. So now let's follow that line here. Let's follow this line here. Let's increase the density 46. Okay, let's go. I don't know why, but I feel like I should. I'm not worried about the grass blades yet. I just want to put down the illusion of lots of strands of hay that makes up, which is effectively a whole range of color tones you can see here. It's probably doing the same amount of strokes as the number of cornfields, isn't it? Number of strands of this hair, right? Who knows? Picking the colors and just taking it. They wouldn't depart too far out. Yes, it's getting there. So now, let's do that foreground. The foreground is somewhat off-putting, isn't it? Let's do that. Okay. Let's see if we can get this foreground right. Just following the strokes. Don't be exact in what you want to do. Just follow. Pick colors. Just paint. Pick the color. Just paint. Pick the colors and just paint. Let's see what we have. That's an improvement, isn't it? Now, you can see here that we could get away with it. We know we're getting close to it. So I'm going to now take the opportunity to reduce the brush size a little more because they're not obviously of the same color, are they? Just go over it again. I may have landed a right color. Now I'm beginning to follow more of the direction of the hay. That's more like it, isn't it? It's getting better, so we can do the same thing here. Okay. So making a difference, the size of the brush. And I'm probably going to take it down even more, the brush. But before I do that, I'm going to clear. I feel like I need to get that. Wonderful, isn't it? Alright, now that's definitely a big improvement. And now here, you can see here, I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit. Let's see. Very good, isn't it? And then add another color here, a little lighter. And now you see I'm focusing more on my color palette. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to merge this. So let's save this and then open it. Then open up the Go tutorial, and sorry, my painting, and go here. And let's stick to our canvas, right? And let's see what we have here. See all this beautiful. It's like, I just want to feel like that. I'm going to cover you up so I don't see these colors. See, this is almost like a bandwidth, you know, a band here. So I feel like there. So it doesn't look like a sharp edge like this. You see what I'm saying? Like here, there, and then here. Take this color, take it to the area, and take some of this color. So I'm sticking to my and focusing because I've laid down most of the colors I feel that I can pick up from the reference image, and now I can work with my own. And then let's here, can bring that along, and then here, bring that color. See how it's sort of merging the colors. It looks almost like we have the effect we're looking for. So now you can focus more on your picking the colors here. See how we're merging it now. Okay. So because we got better control, let's pick a lighter color. Take that down. Alright, that's more like it, isn't it? But look at that. That bit is a bit more. We want to blend this actually at the back. Let's see what happens if I really take it down and take the brush size. So basically I want to blend that back so it looks like there's not a big transition, right? Like it's not like a ridge. Then you'll see what I'm talking about when I look at it. take that down even more. Okay. Right. Better, isn't it? It feels like it's a nice transition. Let's increase the and see if we can add more tones. Let's pick this tone, let's carry it here. And then let's pick that black tone. Let's pick a dark tone. Carry it here. And then let's pick a darker tone, even more dark. Give it the illusion. So that, then, there, there. With the, there. Let's make it really darker here. Right? And then not so dark as to completely look a little out of place. So without doing too much grassy effect. Okay, and then let's pick that color. Spread it here. It's a little advanced for you, but you'll understand in doing so. It got the feels there, isn't it? I think that works quite well without having to do all these microscopic blades of grass. So I'm going to try and avoid that. Yeah, I'm just going to keep what do we have here, and then now I'm going to focus on that back area. Remember I said that I was going to do the back, add a little bit more of a tiny detail at the back, and we're done, right? So we're going to really go down. Let's start with a fresh palette, you know. Oh wow, we're doing really well for time. Normally I focus on time, so now we're doing really well. So I'm going to take it to 1.5 and let's say 30%. Now let's go midway and let's grab these because they're sort of, I'm going to take 25 because they're sort of distant. We want to keep that sort of faded appearance. So I'm doing this what I was doing at the beginning. Okay, maybe I will increase it. Let's have this bit here, whatever is going on here. Okay, here. So it is a small brush. And put some of these tones here. Okay, down here. Okay, can you see it? Picking all these tones. And I'm not going to go way outside with, because I'm letting the color picker do most of the work for me. And that here, put that in here. and then pick another tone. Yeah, go all the way across. It won't take too long. Just adding another level of detail to this wonderful vista landscape. See that? That's strange, isn't it? I've still got that line from last time. Still got a line. How wonderful is that? How many people can do a landscape like this? This much detail in 2 hours. Don't think you're going to find anyone. That's the wonderful vista. So now we'll have captured some of this, bringing all the painting together again. Remember we came here. It's just like revisiting this place, isn't it? I'm so confident that I don't even have to look at my drawing to tell you it's going to look great. See, the confidence level is amazing, isn't it? This is the confidence you build up. Look at that there. It's different. It's like an industrial works there, isn't it? Don't forget to do some of this horizontal, giving the illusion of not just square blocks. I think we're almost done. Look at this. Wonderful. Gives the illusion that there is something there, but we don't know what it is. But still the eyes will formulate a picture, that painting an image in our head that pretty much everyone on the planet is familiar with, landscapes. We've not reached the end yet, blooming heck. So we're at 1.37. Can you believe it? Okay, here, then light color here. Oh God, irritating. I think we're almost done. It's wonderful tones. Now you can see how these tones make up wonderful tones. Look at that. I think we've done a pretty good job. Yep, it's looking good. And now you can see here we didn't get this right. So we've got this weird valley. I don't know how we overlooked that. Let's take it to 30%. Looks like a flying saucer at the back, doesn't it? Don't know how we missed that. I thought I passed it. Okay. And here. So obviously you won't have the trace image when you do a landscape, but you can draw an outline and then start doing what you did. Don't expect your skills to suddenly jump up without doing some practice yourself, right? Just don't keep it realistic. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's better, isn't it? That is looking good. It's almost real, isn't it? That's realistic. So I think we'll finish it here. And we did a record time here. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. And I'm going to just put the logo sign here. Let's put that. What color should we pick? I think I'm going to pick this color here. Paintology. There you are. So I hope you've really enjoyed this painting as much as I have drawing it. You can see here that I haven't quite finished it, so I'm just gonna just carry on. It's a lovely brush. Okay. So just follow these lines. Don't worry about the exact. There, can you see here as well? Didn't do that. Somewhat like the Mona Lisa backend that I did. All right. And then we got something here. Yes. It's a little bit out of whack here, isn't it? Oh, we got there. Yes, we did quite get the colors here. There. Now it's looking nicely done. That's better. All right. Yep. Oh no, I can see little bits here. That's what happens when you go here. You see these little colors. Just add a little bit of texture to it. Nothing silly. Just add a little bit. Just when we thought we'd finished, didn't we? All right. Just adding texture. Okay. What I've left behind before. Not too much, just a little texture is enough. That is looking almost realistic, isn't it? And a little texture here. We don't know what that is. Maybe it's... Yeah, that's right. Okay. Done. I got here. All right, and then here, can you see anything here could have done? Remember, don't know if you remember, we did this really quick. All right. And then here's something spilling out here. Okay. I think we can sort of see ourselves looking out to the wide open area. And then let's have a look what we have here. I see a sort of a curved, sorry about this, but I think this is good practice for you. To shape this part. Let's see here. Down here. And there's that line here. I don't know what that was the line I did, if you remember. So we just Whoa, look at that area that we have not touched even. But still, we got away with it. Could be a castle here. You can see when you feel they've some, when you come back to it, realize, God blimey, there's so much I haven't touched. I might as well do this. Such a wonderful painting. I think we're done. Yep, I think we're happy with that, and I'm going to save this, and I'm going to save it done. So please do subscribe and let me know, comment, and let me know what you think, and add any drawing you'd like to see as well. Be happy to show you. It's all about learning the skills, art techniques. I mean, if you look at this, you would never think this was a digital drawing on our phone, but we did. And believe me, with these skills that I have, I don't need this trace. I'll be able to make realistic. You've probably seen it on my YouTube video, so you'll be able to draw like this without the trace. So hopefully I've opened your eyes to digital drawing with art techniques, not digital drawing with tools. So until again, we'll see you soon. Bye.